Hello, everyone. I'm going to show you how to play or most of the sections for Sweet Home Alabama. So the beginning of this song, where the riff is played off of the D5 chord, which is like a D chord, a D major chord, but without you don't need your second finger down. The second chord is a C sus2 chord, so I'm going to place my second finger on the third fret of the fifth string. That will be my C sus2. And then the third chord is a G chord, and you only need your second finger and your third finger down for the G chord for this opening riff. So I'm going to go back to the D5 and I'm going to play the pattern. So the pattern is 4 4 2 3 4. All right, 4 4 2 3 4. And then the next pattern on the C sus2 chord will be 5 5 2 3 4. And then on the G chord it's 6 6 strum. All right, so I'll do that again. 4 4 2 3 4 5 5 2 3 4 6 6 strum. Now you could do a variation on that. You can play 4 4 2 3 4, and then when you get to your C chord, you can play on the fifth string, third fret. I'm going to play 3 0 3. All right, so I'll go D. And I can do the same thing on the G chord. So that's an option. That's what you'll hear on the recording. It's pretty fast on the recording, so it's very subtle. So if you don't want to do it, or if you're not ready to do that, that's perfectly fine. I'll play it one more time. Oops, sorry. Alright, so that's the opening riff. So after the opening riff, you're going to place your second or first finger, really doesn't matter, whatever you're comfortable with, over the second fret fifth string, and you're going to hit your open fifth string, and then you're going to quickly hammer on to the second fret fifth string. You could practice that a bunch of times and maybe experiment with first finger or second finger. Alright, and then you're going to do the same thing on the fourth string, but this time you're going to hammer on and then pull off. Put that together, we have O, 2, O, 2, and then a pull off. Now if you want, you could try this riff with two fingers. You can play first finger, hammer on to the fifth string, second finger, hammer on, pull off. Put that together. Or stick with one finger. It really doesn't matter, whatever you're comfortable with. Alright, so then the next note will be an up pick, second fret, fifth string. And then your last note in this riff is your second fret, third string, and then pull off. So we pick it with a down pick, and then pull off. So we'll play. So my picking is down, up, and then down, 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 up, down. So I'm using two fingers, my index and middle, but if you want to, you can use one finger like I mentioned before. I would experiment, and over time you might prefer one over the other. Alright, so you repeat the opening riff, and then the next riff, the second half of this little intro, second fret, third string, pull off, and then pick it again. So 2 0, and then up pick, pull off, and then up pick. Then I'm going to jump to my fourth fret, do the same thing, pull off, but this time my up pick, I'm going to hit my open fourth string. All right, and then I'm going to place my third finger on the fifth fret, third string, and I'm also going to place my second finger directly behind that finger. It doesn't really matter what fret it's on. It could be on the same fret, it could be on the fourth fret, and that's going to help me bend the string. So I'm going to hit this string, and I'm going to bend it. I'm pushing it up, and I want it to bend so it sounds like it would be the 7th fret if I actually, if I slide or if I just play that note. All right, now it's going to be a quick bend, so it doesn't have to be that precise. Putting it together slowly, it'll sound like this. If you're playing the electric guitar, or I'm sorry, the acoustic guitar, or you are not comfortable with bending, it sounds good just to slide to the 7th fret. So you could do this, 2, 4, slide up to the 7th fret. And then you're going to jump right back to the beginning and play the D5, C, sus2, and the G riff again. Right, and then you play this riff again. You jump back to the beginning, and then the song just kind of kicks in with the verse or the lyrics. And when you're doing that, you just strum C, D, C, add 9, and G. All right, so now I'm going to go back to the riff, and I'll play the whole thing slowly. D, C. Alright, then I'm just going to strum D, C add 9, to G, D, C add 9, G. I'll do that 2 more times. Then here's the next part. The next part, I'm going to jump up to my 7th fret, 5th string, and I'm going to play 7, 8, 9. I'm picking that. You can hammer it on if you want. I'm going to pick it. And then I'm going to flatten my first finger out so it hits strings 2, 3, and 4 on the 7th fret, and I'm going to hit that 2 times. So, all right, I'm trying to avoid my first string. If you hit your first string, it really doesn't sound like it fits. So it's, all right, and I'm doing down, up, down, down, up. No, yeah. And then I'm going to do essentially the same riff down 2 frets lower. But this time I'm not going to hit this 2nd finger, so I just go 5, 7, bar 2 times, slide down, and I'm going to place either my 2nd finger or my 1st finger. I'm going to use my 2nd finger on the 1st fret, 5th string. I slide into the 2nd fret. My pick is going to hit the 4th, 3rd, 4, and then I'm going to strum a G chord. I can do that with my 1st finger and play this G chord. All right, and it doesn't have to be perfect. If you listen to the recording, there's little variations that they're doing. So this is just giving you a sort of a basic guide to how to play the song, and then you can always embellish it and listen to the recording and add things. I'll put that together. Repeats. And then it'll go back into the chords. And there's some other things that they're doing that we can add maybe later on if you're interested. But that will give you the basic intro and verse and little sort of like a break between, little interlude between the first 2 verses. Now the other part, if you want, it's a little more difficult when you're first learning how to play the guitar, but the chorus will actually sound like this. One of the guitars plays this little riff. So this riff is based off of power chords. So the first power chord that you're playing is called a D5. So it's different than this D5. It's the same name, but we're going to play it up here. 5th fret, 5th string, 7th fret, 4th string. I'm using my 1st and 3rd fingers. And I'm going to strum that. I'm muting everything else, so I don't have to be as precise when I'm hitting those strings because my index finger is lightly touching the 6th string, and it's also lightly touching strings 1, 2, and 3. All right, that's something you can work on over time. So I play this, and then I'm gonna keep my first and third fingers down, but I'm gonna stretch my pinky up to the 9th fret, 4th string, and I'm gonna go. So it goes. When my pinky goes down, it's called a D6 chord. So this is a D5, and this is a D6. And I'm gonna do this exact same thing, but down 2 frets on the 3rd fret. So this is got a C5 and C6. So we have. And then we're just going to jump down to the 6th and 5th strings and just play the G5 chord. And I let go of the pressure on the G5 to give me some muted strings. So I'm going to go down, down, down. And then I'm going to jump back to the C chord, C5. Putting that together, I have this. All right, so that part, like I said, can be challenging at first. You can get away with playing the song without that. You can just play D, C, and G. Matter of fact, you could, if you were playing with other people, you could just play D, C, and G for the entire song. Each part is based off of a different version of D, C, and G. So when I'm playing this, that's obviously D, C, add 9, and G. And then when I play this part, that is a D chord. C, and then I play the G down here. So these chords still work over that section. So you could be like the second guitar player and just play the acoustic guitar or like another electric guitar, but you can kind of keep it simple when you're first learning. And then this part right here is just a D, C, to G. And then if you're jamming with your friends and you wanted to do a solo, your easiest scale choice would be a pentatonic scale, and you could do a minor pentatonic on the 10th fret. So whatever pentatonic you're comfortable with, just play it in the key of D minor, and that will get you at least soloing over the chords and sounding pretty good. And if you wanted to learn some of the solo that the guitar players from Lynyrd Skynyrd play, you can, listen and try to figure that out. But if you were just trying to just jam with a bunch of your buddies, you can use that scale. All right, so hopefully this helps and you have fun playing Sweet Home Alabama. Thanks.